Hi, this is Shane Starr on a cold winter day from home. Back to work tomorrow. It's not often that we get these aha moments in typology or in life in general, but last night I sort of had one. As anyone who watches my channel knows, my entire channel has been checkered with my own journey of self-understanding in terms of typology, not in terms of myself, again, because I know what my personal characteristics are. I know who I am out there in the real world, but trying to figure out where I best fit in the different typology systems, that's been the challenge. And I was wondering, what makes it more difficult for some of us than others? And the subject of divergences came to mind. And together with my family, I took a couple of tests last night that instead of trying to recreate here, I'm just going to take the tests live on this video again. It takes forever for these videos to load, so it won't be live by the time it comes up on my channel, but you get the picture. So these tests are from IDR Labs, a really interesting channel. I'm going to flip it around and show you the. So this is IDR Labs, and I first got turned on to this from watching Michael Pierce videos, and he mentioned like celebrity types. So here's the test, and I'm just going to dive right into it. I took an autism test and an Asperger's test, and I know I'm a little bit weird, but I don't think I'm that weird, really, but I am going to take this test. We're going to see how we come out. I tend to see situations in black and white terms. I can see nuance, but in general, it was on my performance review that I tend to see things too black and white. So I'm going to put yes. I become distressed when routines are disrupted. That has been the history of my life. All it takes at work is for someone to say, hey, you're sitting at a different desk today, and it throws me off. So that I have to agree fully. I collect or organize items in a particular way. Absolutely. Everything has to be done in a particular way. Even to the way I organize my things, like I very much in tune with that. Next, I often misinterpret social cues. Not all the time. I can kind of figure it out, but I definitely, and I've told this to people who type me otherwise, I challenge the notion that my FE is four-dimensional. Anyone who knows me would have a problem with me claiming that. So I do oftentimes, like I don't know when to shut up, or I don't know when to speak up. I don't know when I'm supposed to do certain things. Usually in social environments, the way I get by is by helping out. Like if I'm clearing the table, picking up the food, throwing away the trash, that's my way of participating without being, awkward or asking everyone their type or something like that. I suppress certain habits when around unfamiliar people. Absolutely. I don't like eating around other people. Like for me, eating's like a private thing. Like I feel weird. Like for me to eat my lunch in front of someone is like how other people feel going to the bathroom in front of someone. Like it's similar to me. So I'd have to say yes on that. I have strong opinions and find it hard to change them. I'm going to go in the middle here. If I was going by my own opinions, I would have picked my personality type a long time ago, and that would have been that. I've been open to different people's interpretations. Even recently agreed, like, okay, I'll change my understanding, although that hasn't stuck. And it's not between a ton of types. It's two basic things, but so I'm going to go in the middle here because I'm open, like it's not about my truth or your truth. It's about the truth. And I'm in search of the real truth. So if my opinion's wrong, I'm open to it. I'm going to be in the middle here because it is hard for me to change, but I'm open to it. Okay. I hide behaviors that might seem unusual to others. Yes. I mean, don't we all do that though? I don't know. Next, I repeat certain actions or rituals regularly. I don't know if like my morning prayers and saying them in a particular order matter, or the way I arrange things at my desk, and I make my list of things to do after I've already done 3 or 4 of the things. So I make my list and then I cross the first 3 items off. Like, I don't know how weird that is, but yes, I do that. I get frustrated if plans are altered at the last minute. Oh, yes. I can't stand that. It's like at work. I tell my bosses, look, if we're picking up dog waste all day, that's fine. Just let me know ahead of time. That's easier for me than someone telling me last minute, oh, you're sitting over here today, or oh, we're going to this different building for lunch with this other team today. And like those things I don't like at all. I rehearse conversations in my head before they happen a little bit. I'm not going to go all the way over there, but just a little bit. But again, this is something everyone kind of does, isn't it? I prefer quiet environments over busy ones. Yes, I don't like when the office gets busy. I struggle to keep a conversation going with new people. I'm going to be in the middle because I can do it for a little while. So I'm overrating myself here to stay in the middle, but I'm going to stay in the middle. I'm bothered by bright lights or loud noises. Yes, very much so. That's always been a thing of mine. Even in my party days, I would party at home with whoever my partner was at the time. I didn't want to go out and be at the clubs and stuff like you would think. It was all at home with 1 or 2 other people. I notice subtle changes in others' facial expressions. Yes, and I don't think that's an autistic trait, but I'm pretty perceptive. I can tell when someone has something. I can't tell what it is, but I can tell it's different. I struggle to adjust my tone or style depending on who I'm speaking to. This is a hard question because I kind of think I am, but I kind of do it. But people always tell me you have to learn how to fake it to make it, and I'm not good at faking it. So I'm gonna have to agree, even though I don't really want to agree with that one. I find it challenging to explain my thoughts clearly. I don't think so. I'm going to say disagree. Maybe my thoughts are bad, wrong, but I can explain my thoughts. At least it's clear to me what I'm trying to say. I might be taking too long to say it. Other people, like I prefer direct to the point communication to me, but then when it's me talking to them, I frame it. I give the context, the history, and I lead up to the punchline at the end. So I'll put there. I focus intensely on the activities I enjoy. I mean, like doing self-test and uploading videos by myself on my day off. Yeah, I do that. Certain smells can strongly affect my mood. Absolutely. Remember, if you watch my channel, I made videos about this, like people making noises or like when they're eating or cologne or someone smell. I can tell that their clothes aren't clean. Like it's gross. So if I could go over here on this one, I would. I prefer familiar tasks over learning new methods. Yes, absolutely. I notice textures, smells, tastes that others ignore. Absolutely, 100%. Easy answers on those. I prefer small gatherings over large social events. 100%. I notice minor changes in my surroundings more than others do. 100%. Like if I go in my room and this is moved out to here, I'm like, who's in my room? Like I notice every little thing. And that's what's weird. A lot of people think that's SI. Some people think that's SE. I don't know what, but this test isn't about that right now. But yeah, moving on. I find it difficult to adapt to unexpected changes. We already had that question, it seems like. Yes. I resist trying new approaches till I fully understand them. Yes. I sometimes find it hard to understand jokes or sarcasm. No, I think I can understand jokes and sarcasm okay. I'm sarcastic myself quite a lot. I consciously force myself to make eye contact. Yes, I always look away and people think I'm lying because I don't look at them in the eyes. It's like I'm not trying to stare into your soul. I just, I look away just to not be in an intense moment. So yeah, I have to force myself to stare in someone's eyes. That's true. I enjoy having a predictable daily routine. Yes, same thing every day makes me happy. I find it difficult to make friends easily. Here's the thing, I can make acquaintances really easy. Like when people come to move in at my job, like I keep it friendly with them, and there are people who particularly like me and ask for me. But does that mean friends? Like, oh yeah, let's go do something. When's the last time I went out with a friend? I don't remember. I literally don't remember. It's been so long. So I'm going to say yes, but part of that's my own fault because I'm not trying to make friends. So I'm going to put right there. Okay, I prefer written communication over verbal interactions 100%. At my performance review, they said I need to talk on the phone more and write emails less, but I don't like talking on the phone, so I email people instead. I repeat movements or sounds when stressed or excited. Yeah, I doodle a lot. That came up in a meeting. It's like people can misinterpret that you're not listening when you do that. And it's like, I'm totally listening. I can repeat every single thing you said word by word, verbatim, but because I'm doodling while you're talking, you think I'm not listening. That has always upset me, but yeah, I do that. I notice and fix small inconsistencies in my environment. This, if I could go over here, I would. I went to the car wash today after going yesterday because there was a couple of crumbs that were in my trunk, not even in my car, but I knew they were there and I had to get to a car wash immediately, or it was like emergency. I don't know why. I find some clothing fabrics uncomfortable. I've gone to all smooth socks now because the tether ones make my feet feel constrained and weird. Yeah, all the way over. I'm easily distracted by background sounds. I don't like background sounds, but I can operate anyway. I just have to focus extra. So I'm going to put here. I find it easier to talk about facts and emotions so much. When we're having after work parties that are sort of like they're not mandatory, but if you don't go, it's bad. All I talk about is work at those. Everyone's talking about other stuff. It's either work or typology for me. Okay, I prefer following rules than improvising, yes. And I've always been that way. Even in my party times, I didn't like to improvise. I often take language literally, yes. I like analogies. I love analogies. I use analogies all the time, but interestingly enough, I don't like metaphors. So I like analogies though, but generally when someone tells me something, I take it literally. I mimic others' body language to fit in. No, I do my own thing. I don't care what other people are doing. I sometimes feel awkward in social situations. I think everyone does. But yeah, I feel awkward. Like, what? Like I said, in social situations, I fit in by helping. If there's nothing for me to do and I just have to sit there and like small talk, I can't do it. I hate it. I'm not good at it. I don't like it. I just, no. I repeat words or phrases when I'm nervous or excited. I don't know if I do or not. I'm not excited or nervous that often. I'm kind of just kind of cool. I'm going to say I disagree. I observe social rules even if they feel unnatural to me. I try. I'm going to go to here. Like, I'll leave early, which is breaking a social rule, but I plan what I will say to avoid awkwardness. Kind of, yeah. And I often find it hard to know what others are thinking. I think I know what others are thinking. The hard part for me is knowing what they are feeling. So I'm going to leave it in the middle there because I can tell what someone's thinking, but I don't know how the person feels about their own thoughts. Like, I can think someone is fumbling over their words in a conversation with me. Now, that might be annoying to me, or I might think it's cute. One can tell, like, turn it around. I can tell what someone's thinking, but I don't know how they feel about it. All right, so let's finish the test and see what it says. Your autism traits are very elevated compared to the general population. And that's where we have it. Now, see, like, yeah, so it gives you an explanation of scales and all that. There's some really high stuff on there. So, does that mean I think I'm autistic? No, but it does mean that, like, something's a little different that probably makes me more difficult to figure out than the average person, which doesn't make me special or extra cool or anything, but it explains a lot. To me, it explains why my perception seems different than the other people's perceptions around me, and I might not be getting it. So if these traits, maybe I'll turn this into a maybe it doesn't quite fit, but I'll try to fit the round peg into a square hole. See, there's an analogy. See, I could do analogies. I'll try to ask what cognitive functions are at play here. I don't know which ones. I have no idea. I haven't thought about it yet. But I do think this is relevant to my overall. When we look at, total autistic traits, 82%, that if I'm trying to be normal, that doesn't really look too good, does it? Anyway, that's all I have for today. Looking forward to seeing what you say in the comments. Try to, never mind. Anyway, peace out.